Hello guys and welcome to my Artisan's Acuity Shuffling Guide. Today I will show you a very detailed, simple, step-by-step guide on how to get some easy Artisan's Acuity. I know that Acuity shuffles can scare some people. It sounds complicated, it sounds hard, it sounds expensive, but I can assure you this is neither of that. This is going to be a cheap guide, step by step. You can just follow along and get some easy Acuity. Maybe some of you guys have already done this, but I feel like I need to release a good step-by-step guide on how to actually get some cheap Acuity. So let's get started. Guys, make sure you watch the video all the way to the end and make sure to listen carefully so you don't miss any steps along the way. There are some crucial steps that you have to do before others. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like, but let's go. So the first step is going to be to head to the Enchanting trainer and learn Enchanting. All you have to do is basically just learn the profession, the Kassalgar version, and we're done here. We're then going to head to the crafting order room here in Dornogal. We are going to pick up this quest that is here, which rewards you with a satchel. You just talk with this guy, Clerk, and you basically go back to her and you can pick a satchel. I recommend you to get the Algaris Enchanter satchel because that is what we're going to focus on now, and you can pick up the next quest. Now when you open this bag, you're going to be rewarded with 350 Artisan's Acuity. This is a one-time reward on a character, so it's not a one-time per profession one, but make sure to get this. So guys, why we have picked Enchanting to do this shuffle is because it rewards you with a lot of easy catch-up knowledge points, which rewards you with a lot of Artisan's Acuity. So basically, whenever you get knowledge points, you also get Artisan's Acuity. So that's why Enchanting is really powerful to do this shuffle, because it gives you a lot of quick catch-up knowledge points. Because in the other professions, you have to actually do this like daily and weekly knowledge points from patron orders, but Enchanting works in another way. This is what I used to do. I have done this on like 15 characters so far. It's so OP, it's so fast, it's so good. So the second step is going to be to actually go out in the world and do some dirt digging, which will give you the powered fulgurance and the crystalline repository items that rewards you with knowledge points, which means Artisan's Acuity. Why we're going to get those first is because getting those is mandatory to be able to unlock the catch-up knowledge points that we can get from the shimmering dust. So this is going to be really important. If you do not do this, this shuffle isn't gonna work. I have this weak aura, it's an add-on, and I have imported this weak aura that actually provides me with a lot of information on what knowledge points I still haven't gotten on this character. A lot of these things is one-time items that you can get, and some of them are weekly and daily stuff. So I really recommend getting this weak aura. I will be linking it in the top of the description so you guys can get it as well. But let's head out and do some dirt digging to get these two items, powdered fulgurance and crystalline repository. I recommend going to the ringing deeps and doing this, but you guys can go wherever you want where you can dig dirt. Okay, we got our first crystalline repository. So now we only have to get the powdered fulgurance. Those have a random drop rate. Sometimes you will get them like in 5 minutes, both of them. Sometimes you will have to do a little bit of longer session. But as I said, it is mandatory, so you have to do it. But it's not gonna take you a super long time. So, okay, so we got the other powdered fulgurance. So this is great. Now we can actually head back immediately to Dornogal, because now we are done with the actually annoying part of digging up the treasures and getting the 2 knowledge points items. Okay guys, so do not forget to actually learn the crystalline repository and the powdered fulgurance, because if you forget that, it's going to be annoying because it's required to do the next steps that we're going to do. So basically, we are going now to collect all the knowledge points that rewards us with Artisan's Acuity in Enchanting. In Enchanting, you get these catch-up points from actually disenchanting items. So it's fairly simple and it's going really quick. So all you have to do now basically is go into auction house and we are going to look for disenchantable items. What I usually do is buying the Darkmoon cards because they have a 100% chance of dropping the Catchup Shimmering Dust every time you disenchant them. If you go with random blue or green items, they have a lower chance of dropping, and I do believe it's actually more expensive to do that at this time, to buy greens and blues, than just to buy the epic Darkmoon cards and get them 100% of the time. So if you have gotten the weak aura, you are able to actually see how many catch-up knowledge points you can get. So the catch-up points is coming from the Shimmering Dust, and I can get 129 of the Shimmering Dust this week. This is going to increase for every week that we pass because it's catch-up knowledge points, but right now it's 129 for me. And we also have to disenchant to get the Gleaming Telluric Crystal and 5 of the Fleeting Arcane Manifestations. So basically we're going to need 5 plus 4 plus 129 items to disenchant. It can sound a little bit overwhelming, but really it isn't. What I'm going to do now is basically I'm going to buy the 138 Darkmoon cards that we need to disenchant to get all of our Artisan security. This is the part that actually will cost you a little bit of gold. It's not going to be a lot. It's really cheap if you compare to the value of the Artisan security, because it's a must to have when you start with professions. Okay, so let's go ahead and buy the Darkmoon cards. So what I usually do is just search for Darkmoon, press the current expansion, and I check which one is cheaper. You have the alternative to actually buy the pieces of cards and craft them together and maybe get a little bit of cheaper cards. That's a way to do it. I can't be bothered because it's going to save you, I think, a tiny amount of gold, but if you guys are short on gold and you don't want to overspend, go ahead and buy the parts of the Darkmoon decks and combine them if that is cheaper. So I bought all of my Darkmoon cards. We're going to start by disenchanting 6 cards. Not all of them. We're going to start by disenchanting 6 cards. So that will result in getting 5 of the Fleeting Arcane Manifestation and 1 of the Gleaming Telluric Crystal. So this is what we want now first. You might as well go ahead and learn those now. So what we have to do next is just level Enchanting a little bit so we can unlock the weekly quest. Because we have to do the weekly quest first in order to unlock the Shimmering Dust. And it's going to be really simple. All we have to do is level up our Enchanting a little bit. The easiest way is just to do the Gleaming Shatter. What you're going to do then is basically going to buy some Gleaming Shards. Get the rank 1 if they are cheaper. 64 gold here. We're going to buy 25 of them. You're going to want to do the Gleaming Shatter until you get 25 in skill. So if it's not enough with 25, which it most likely won't be, I thought it was giving you a little bit more skill. So you can get some more Gleaming Shards and continue crafting until you reach 25 in skill. It shouldn't be that much of a problem. Also, you get 3 Storm Dust for every craft, so it's basically break even. So you don't really lose any gold on this, just a tiny little bit. Okay, so we got 25 in Enchanting skill. Now we got the weekly quest. Now all we have to do is basically complete this quest. This changes every week, but this week for me, it's a Refulgent Crystal rank 1, so that's just 21 gold worth of crystal. Turn this quest in, you can learn this, you might as well. Now you can see if you have the weak aura, the Shimmering Dust turned green, so now we can continue disenchanting 129 more cards to get a lot of more acuity. So now basically all we do is just pump through all of the cards. Okay, so we have now disenchanted all our cards. We have 129 of the Shimmering Dust. Now we have to learn all of those and we will get a lot of Artisan security. And then we have one last step to do. And then we are pretty much maxed on what we can get from Enchanting. Okay, so we have learned all of our Shimmering Dust. Now we're already up to 1065 Artisan security. So let's go ahead and do the last step. And to do the last step, you're gonna want to open your Enchanting, go to specializations. Don't be afraid to spend those knowledge points that I'm going to show you now, because you're going to get them back when you're actually doing the first craft of the recipes that we learned from spending those knowledge points. So you're gonna want to go to the ephemerals, enrichments, and equipment. Going to want to unlock this specialization. You want to put 5 points in the first node so that you get to unlock the Deceptive Decorations node. In this node, you're going to want to spend 15 points, like that. This is everything you have to do with the spending knowledge points. When you apply, you're gonna see that you learn a lot of new recipes in your enchanting. You learn all of these allegory illusions. So basically, you're going to want to craft all of those once to get all the knowledge points and acuity you get from the first craft. So we have to actually buy some more stuff from the auction house in case you don't already have them to do the crafts of this. It's 22 recipes, so we're going to need 22 ley line residue. We're going to need 22 viridescent spores, and we're going to need 110 storm dust. Then we just get those and we start to craft all of these illusions. Oh, by the way, we have to get the basic rod to actually be able to craft them. So in case you don't already have that, go ahead and buy the bismuth rod. Okay, so when you have that rod, you can equip that, which makes you able to actually craft. And then you just craft one of them, all of them, one time. As you can see, you get a lot of artisan acuity. Okay, so when you have crafted all of them, you should be looking at around 1175 artisan acuity if this was a new character. So you got the 350 from the satchel in the beginning, otherwise deduct 350 and you should be at that amount. So basically now we have a lot of artisan acuity to spend on tools and on books. This is really simple, really cheap for the amount of acuity you get. You can sell back the mats that you have that you don't need. If you're dropping enchanting, if you're keeping enchanting, you have some mats. Basically, this was everything you had to do to get the amount of acuity, and you are now ready to set up a profession with 3 blue equipments, get some books, because you're most likely going to make some acuity from the new profession, and that is actually awesome. You can consider getting a treatise to get 5 more acuity if you want. I'm not gonna bother. I wouldn't bother if you're not keeping enchanting. And if you wonder why we haven't done any of the other ones here, is because this is not rewarding you with acuity. I'm glad you guys watched this far. I hope I helped you with something, but thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and give me any future video ideas, what you want to know, what guides you want, what videos you want in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.